Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what time of day you're watching this, or indeed whereabouts in the world you are. I'm Mod, this is Euro Truck Simulator 2. First of all, really sorry for lack of video on Sunday. I know a couple of you have messaged me saying, where are you, Mod? Well, I'm a bit poorly. I sound a bit like 4040 when he did his Game Dev Tycoon. And he sounded a bit like this. And he said it sounded sexy, but the rest of the world is like, no, that's not sexy 4040. How is that slightly sexy at all in any way, shape, or form? Anyway. This is the one you guys have been waiting for the last couple of weeks. I have with me in the passenger seat today a guest. Introduce yourself. Yes, introduce yourself, please, sir. Tell us a bit about yourself while I find us a job.
Well, I'm Alzorath, and I do gaming videos. Kind of a commonality between all the people on here.
He does gaming videos. It's a bit more specific than that, though, isn't it? Compared to some of us.
I do reviews, shoutcasts, and Let's Plays primarily, but I'm best known for card games, sadly.
It's not necessarily a sad thing. On that note, I meant to ask you, do you know if there's a Pokemon TCG for PC?
Yes, there is. There's actually a free one.
Oh, I would very much like to play that at some point.
I'll send you the link afterwards. I was never huge on Pokemon, but I have taken a stab at it to consider putting it on my channel, but it's kind of hit or miss. It plays pretty much like the physical one, though, so you won't be too disappointed.
That's fine by me. Right, where are we at the moment? We're at LKW? I think we are. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to go to pick up my first job. Not first job, this is, just to bring everybody at home back up to speed where we are. This is episode 4 of 5 of the No Sat Nav Challenge. Oh, we're at Postbed. Shit. Okay. We're not at LKW. Oh wait, find out where we're actually meant to be.
So I should probably slap your hand when you try to overuse the map.
Yes. I'm allowed 5 uses of the map. We hit the charity goal. My hair gets chopped off at the end of the month. On the love stream on the 26th of April.
I hear you already have a volunteer for that one.
For the, Mrs.
Hair
Wallowitz.
chopping.
I think Mrs. Wallowitz has volunteered. 4040's privately volunteered. DF sadly will have left the country by that point, but he's volunteered. It feels like everybody's volunteered to do it.
I'd have them all just do one swipe with the shaver and then have the mom finish it off.
Nah, Mrs. Wallowitz wouldn't want to be on cam. I mean, I know everybody would like to see Mrs. Wallowitz, so they could actually put a face to the annoyance that is my mother. But there's no other way of describing her. She is a massive pain in the arse. You have no idea how many recordings are scrapped because she screamed up, "Maud, do you want a cup of coffee?" Or, "Maud, there's someone at the door. Maud, who are you talking to in that stupid tone of voice? No one's laughing, Maud. You're not impressing anyone." I'm sorry.
Then she takes over the mic from you.
Oh, if only. Well, I think one of the best ones is when we were doing, I think it was episode 3 of season 2 or 3 of mine and Watson's Minecraft series. And I like how this interview of you is basically all about me so far, by the way.
I'm good with this.
Well, you would be, wouldn't you? But me and Watson, he opens the door, lets a creeper in, house blows up, and then Mrs. Wallowitz comes through and like loud and clear as all you'd like, and I might actually have to use the sat nav to find where the fuck we're going. Oh. Well, we're off to a good start.
Yep, already damaging it.
Her. Matilda's a her truck.
Her.
Yeah, a girl truck. Right, first one. Oh, for fuck's sake. We could have just gone around the corner. Hashtag mod sucks, everybody. Hashtag mod sucks. Right, so if I turn left here and then turn left again and go straight, then we'll get to LKW. So that's view 1. That's map view 1 used. Great. Just what I wanted this early in the episode. You're only 4 minutes in.
And you already have to find where you're just picking it up to start with.
Always a pain in the ass. At least we know roughly what we're looking for. Roughly.
Roughly. As long as it's not between a train between you and them, you're good.
I'm saying nothing about trains. What did we say? Was it left here and then straight a bit? I think it was, wasn't
it? Yes, it was.
Not caring about traffic violations or anything like that.
Too bad you don't get bonus points for running over the little cars.
Oh, if only, if only. Right, let's get this kick-started, shall we? I've got a little book of planning in front of me, and I've got all sorts of... I've discovered a recruitment agency. Stop distracting me while I'm trying to talk to Alzorath. Sodding game. I found our destination. Yay. Again, I'll tell you what, should I just pick up the load? We'll get started and with the actual driving, and then I'll actually start the whole, "Hi, this is Alzorath, and tonight on This Is Your Life."
Oh god, this is my life would be a very scary thing for me.
It seems to be the format that I tend to take for these for some strange reason. Ooh, is that one shorter? Yes, just a bit. But it's not. We can't take that one. It's a standard job. We have to take that one because it's important. Oh. Right. We should get this done in one episode, hopefully. I don't like stretching these jobs over 2 episodes because I want to just get this challenge out of the way and done with, if I'm honest. Have you ever played Euro Truck before?
I own it, and I've tried it for about 5 minutes.
Oh.
I have a feeling I'd want an actual wheel for it. So.
I actually saw a video the other day with somebody with a proper stick shift and free pedal system, so you can have clutch and everything. And oh my god, I just looked at it. I was like, that's so much want right there. The only reason I'd want brake pedal, clutch pedal, all that jazz. The only reason I want one of those is so I can just do this in it. Anyway.
Well, that and F1.
F1 only uses 2 pedals. The clutch is usually automatic via flappy paddle gearbox.
Never hurts to have a clutch, though.
This is true. Right. This is the bit where I get a pen and write down where we're actually heading. This is what a real life truck driver would do. Oh yeah.
They'd also be able to look at the map more often, though.
Yeah, I was actually tempted for this, just print out a physical map and use that, but then that would take my eyes off the screen too much and I crash Matilda. And oh my god, you guys would love that, wouldn't you? You people at home would love that. I'm sure you would as well, right, Al?
Oh yes.
You're not meant to agree.
I found it kind of hilarious. As soon as you mentioned my name, you like ran into that divider. So I'm anticipating that happening at least once on this trip. I just had to.
You are evil.
Oh yes. Innately. There's no environmental influences for that.
Thankfully.
Looks like you're on 1 pretty much the entire way.
I am liking the look of this. Oh no, there's a little tiny road there. Don't like tiny roads.
Maybe you'll get to see some farmland. And get in trouble for hitting a cow.
Oh, that'd be good. But at least with this part of the map is part of the Going East DLC, and that's actually quite aesthetically easy on the eye. It's not as repetitive as the rest of the map. But there we go. I think we're sorted. And then when we get to Linst, we are aiming for Pusped. Pusped again.
Kind of wish they'd release, well, Euro Truck types of games for different regions of the world too.
They are actually working on an American truck simulator, believe it or not.
Just North America or North and South?
I will get back to you on that one.
Because I think that and Asia would be really interesting things to... Oh, poor little car.
Where do you come from?
It spawned underneath you. Like those creepers.
Oh, God, creepers. They're all driving into me. Go away. We'll get going in a minute, don't worry. I'm not usually this bad at the beginning of an episode. I'm usually worse. It's because it's the camera on, that's what it is.
Oh, yes. It's the recording curse.
Oh, thinking of curse, I would have mentioned it before we started recording, but I have good news.
Oh, I think I know what this good news is.
Yeah, I signed the contract with Curse. I'm going to be joining them as of the 20th of April. All the paperwork's been done, it's all signed, all dotted and topped, and yeah.
Hopefully I'll be joining you next year, if the requirements don't change up.
I'm reluctant to share. Honestly, I've been dreading telling you because I know how much you want to get into Curse yourself.
No, it's good for you, man. Congratulations.
Why do I get a funny feeling all of a sudden I'm going the wrong way, changing subject? We go right, then there's a dead end thing, we go right again.
I don't remember.
Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Or do I remember? I'm just leading you the wrong way. You need to be on 1, so head for 1. If you can find a sign that says anything.
There's no signs in the towns and cities, though. That's the annoying thing about this game, there's no signs. I think we're going the right way. I hope we are. Oh, shoot. Oh no, he's turning left. Turning right. It's okay. It's okay.
He's not going to hit you that hard.
Well, I'd rather not take the pain. If I'm honest. So, Hi, Alzorath. How you doing?
Pretty
welcome,
good.
Welcome to Eurotruk, man. Happy to have you here. Very happy to have you here, actually.
Happy to be riding along.
For anybody that doesn't know who Alzorath is, we actually have a little bit of history, don't we?
Yes.
How did we first find each other? It was on the Minecraft forums, wasn't it?
Minecraft forums in like the buried recesses of other content. Because we both were starting threads, and I saw yours, and I was like, "That's some good stuff."
Oh, good. I'm going the right way. That's a map view wasted, though.
Yep, number 3.
Yeah, no.
At least you don't.
God, sorry.
Oh, I said at least you don't have to worry about other roads. You get to stay on this one for quite a ways.
Oh yes. You took part in the Tuxedo Season 0 UHC.
Yes.
I think you were one of the final 4. You got
Yeah.
quite a way into it.
I was surprised I survived that long because I was having like that 1.5 delay.
There's quite a lot of latency between where the server was based and your location. For anybody who couldn't quite guess, Alzorath lives in the USA.
I have a better connection now, though, so
Hmm.
it might work out a little better.
And also, we do a little bit of collaborating at the moment. Nothing actually on camera yet, but we hook up now on the Strangeland server, don't we?
Yes. I'm
Strangeland
so
is
gonna
funny. Go on, sorry.
on a trap for you.
No, you're not.
Just watch out for the lakes.
You're not doing anything to me. Yet.
Yet.
So, if I've done my homework right, you started your YouTube career on the 18th of June, 2012. Do you remember what your first video was?
I actually started on the 1st of June, but I had to delete some videos because of Sega.
Oh,
Yeah. It's something that most people don't know, but my first video was Shining Force 2.
Ooh, but Sega.
Yes.
Oh.
The whole Shining Force fiasco, I had to delete mine to prevent my channel from getting copyright strikes.
That's unfortunate. That really is.
That's my first foray into YouTube.
So what's your first official video then? Because I've got it written down in front of me. I'm wondering if your memory's as good as my paper.
It's a Shadow Era video, and I believe it was a live commentary. It might have been a post commentary.
Yeah, that was live commentary, and it was also collaborative. It was a battle against...
Crap, I would have to look it up. That is one that you've got me on.
Y Cooler.
Ah, and it's...
Is that how it's pronounced? Y Cooler? It's actually written Y Cooler.
That's how I pronounce it. I have yet to run across that guy again in the game, sadly. Though most of the people I see on my channel, I actually see 3 or 4 times.
Ah.
So
what is Shadow Era? I'm going to guess it's a card game?
yes, it's a TCG that a lot of people compare to the WoW TCG. It's a lot closer to it than even Hearthstone. So
So you're actually quite a big fan of Hearthstone, aren't you?
I like it. It gets a little repetitive from time to time simply because the combat's so simple in it, but I like it. I like it for a nice little distraction.
I imagine there's a lot of repetitiveness because you have to grind to get the gold for the arena fights. I've done my homework on Hearthstone, would you believe?
It's that, and there's also a whole issue of the combat is very much focused on the allies, so you tend to just spam the board more than actually strategize your actual plays, whereas in other TCGs like Pokemon, as you said earlier, and games like Shadow Era, Might and Magic, and Magic the Gathering, you have a bit more diversity, and playing order actually influences it a lot.
Ah. Actually, what is it that got you into TCGs and that in the first place? Was it
I
computers? Was it an actual game? Was it... I'll shut up for a moment. Go on, talk.
Actual physical game. I started because my cousin played Magic the Gathering. He started in 1994. I started about in 96. And yeah, I was addicted for good, 5 years after that. And then I gave it up for a little while and just recently started getting back into them. So...
Have you got a particular favourite at the moment? I mean, I know you keep on playing Shadow Era, which must have some sort of special place in your heart. You've been playing Hearthstone a lot. I was enjoying your Bishop run. Was it Bishop? I think it was Bishop.
The Priest, yeah.
That's the one. That was
the last one I did.
That was a good one to watch. That's the only one of yours watched, unfortunately. Hearthstone.
It's not my best run of it, but it was a decent one. My favorite TCG right now is probably Magic the Gathering still. It's the classic. Hex is looking promising, but they've got a lot of bugs in the clients, so...
On that note, let's continue on with your YouTube history. Because, you know, I tend to do these in a This Is Your Lifestyle, but we don't have any special guests come along and go, "Hey, Alzorath, remember me? Oh my god, dude, we haven't seen each other for so long! Or heard each other, because this is like Skype. This is voice, there's no camera involved."
I think the only ones that could find me would be Matt and Bastion, so...
Oh, shout out to Bastion, by the way.
Yes, he is starting back up soon.
Matt Dixon, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Refers to himself as that guy.
Don't hate me, level 14 people. I should know your names by now. Right. So, after Shadow Era started, your second video was Minecraft in an ultra hardcore style.
Oh yes, and that is some horrible commentary. If I have to say so myself, it's very, very dry. But I get better.
As we all do,
And I scream like a little girl at least once in, I think, the second season.
On that note, I want to fast forward a little bit to FTL. You're currently doing the Advanced Edition, and I'm holding off on that a little bit until I'm actually well enough to do the series justice. But where are we going? Oh, we're turning off here. Stop.
Brakes!
We completely overshot the
As
turn.
you get rear-ended.
It'll happen.
I'm still waiting for you to hit the median.
It's not gonna happen. Not yet. But yeah, your first FTL series ended in misery after one episode, as did the second and third. It took until your fourth series of FTL for you to actually survive past the first episode. And then, do you know how long you survived after that?
I want to say I survived until the end stage on that one, if I remember correctly.
It was
I'm not sure.
It was a 2-episode run, and I think we've gone the wrong way here. I think we'll go around Kratos and not through.
Ooh, flipping a U with a trailer.
Yeah, I'm watching that left-hand mirror like a hawk, which means I'm not watching the road. So do continue, sir.
Oh, yeah. FDL, I'm not great at it, but nowadays I can get to the end. I just can't beat the final boss. So, as people saw when I got massacred on this latest run of it. But yeah, I had to stop it originally because of computer issues.
I still haven't seen it. And I know Blitzkrieger has been playing it a bit as well.
Indeed.
But I really, really want to play it blind. I don't want anything or anyone to ruin the Advanced Edition for me, and I am going to be doing it at some point. It's just, we go straight. Okay. Cool. So after that, you had a bit of Castle Crashers with this guy and that guy, funnily enough.
Yes, Matt and I'm wanting to say his name's Chris.
Yes.
It's been a while from that one. We had to cut out the first, several episodes of it simply because it just recording issues.
That's unlucky and unfortunate. I like Castle Crashers. I think Skeptical Squirrel on my crew decided he wanted to play some Castle Crashers at some point. It was one of his first videos, and he wanted the rest of us to get it, and we're just like, yeah, I've already got it on Xbox, and none of us had capture cards and couldn't really justify buying the game twice. But now we know how many people like it. It's a great game, isn't it?
Game. Oh, yes. I would gladly return to it someday. It's just something that you sit down. It takes about 2 days to record and get up, but it's a lot of fun.
Yes. On that note, we have a little series of our own to look forward to at some point, but I think we'll talk about that towards the end of the episode.
Indeed.
Next is just a little series. I've got little notes of games here. I've got I Just Get Worse and Limbo.
I Just Get Worse was originally Matt's series. He said I could do a little mini series on it. I tried League of Legends. It got a decent number of views, but I couldn't get into it. I'd rather focus on either reviewing the game or playing the game to win. So.
And Limbo?
Limbo was an experiment on my part. It was my first attempt at a full playthrough of a shorter game. And I enjoyed it. I love that game. I go back and play it about twice a year.
It's always good when you can have that with a game. I mean, I do that with Hedgehog games, some other retro titles, but I think in terms of indie stuff, because Limbo is an indie title, isn't it?
Indeed, yes it is.
Yes, I think I like to go back to play Bleed every now and again. That's the sideways scrolly shooty platformer. Great fun.
Kind of along the lines of Meat Boy almost. If I remember correctly, isn't it?
Not quite so.
You have little save points that you can spawn to.
It doesn't require as precise a jumping ability, but you do need to be good with where you're shooting your guns. And also having the right guns.
I was thinking of a different game. I remember Bleed now.
Ah, yes. Left stick does your movement, right stick does the shooty. And a lot of people saying, it's not very good with the joypad. I loved it. These people that said it was crap just couldn't play the fucking game, in my opinion.
I've seen a few reviews of games that it's just because the person sucked at it that they gave it a bad review.
Bad way to do a review, I think.
Oh,
I'm not a reviewer myself, but I don't think that's how you should do a review.
That's why I usually play a game for at least like 4 or 5 hours before I do a first impressions, because I don't think I could do it justice if I just jumped in and said, oh, this is crap.
And on that note, next on my list after Limbo, because I'm going through your videos chronologically, Gamify.
Yes.
That's not a game, is it?
No. It is a first impression series. Doesn't get a lot of views, but sometimes it just has like, whoa, it looks like you kind of really darted through there for fuel.
I am hoping to get a rest stop, actually. I think we're overdue. We were on really, really deep blue before we started this job. And I think we've been driving for 20 minutes now. Probably. Go away, Satnav. We don't want you up. Go away. No, sorry. Carry on, sir. Gamify, your first impression series. What made you call it Gamify? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a great name. Just go on.
Ran through about 80 or 90 names before coming up with that one. It was just
that many.
Yes. I tried finding all different words and phrases with "fi" in it. You'd be surprised how many you can come up with just writing down names. But that one stuck a lot better, and I still haven't gotten a good one for my post-review series, so I just keep calling that in review. So
Makes sense, actually. If you're constantly reviewing it, it's still in review, right?
Yep. Well, first impression, originally whenever I started, I wanted Gamerfi to be the beginning, and then I wanted to do a Let's Play in the middle, and then in review in the end to kind of capstone the entire series, but it didn't quite work out that way. Too many titles to stick through with.
On that note, do you remember your first Gamify review? Impression, even?
That would have been... Ooh. That's an older one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I did it actually over Shadow Era.
That's
technically.
Possibly. Oh shit! We're not gonna make it.
I can actually go look real quick.
No, I'll tell you now if you're really that bothered. It's Remember Me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Remember Me. Ironically, it's really ironic that I forget it, because I actually do have an in-review episode that I recorded for that game that Capcom just would not let me put up. I tried editing it, cutting it down, trimming out parts, and it just kept complaining, so it never went up.
If I remember rightly, 4040 had plenty of issues along those lines.
Capcom has been really fishy ever since the Street Fighter incidents.
Street Fighter
stuff. Yes,
that might have been before I started on YouTube properly. I think.
I only read about it because I was looking up copyright, like in relation to YouTube and how aggressive certain companies have been, and Capcom's name kept coming up simply because people were putting up videos showing how to unlock hidden characters, and Capcom didn't want this, so they were pursuing people and shutting down videos.
Capcom and Sega in cahoots, maybe.
Sega was just doing it to market, sadly.
Dickheads.
They wanted their new Shining game to go up in ratings, so they went after other Shining games claiming copyright. They even ended up getting a few videos that contain no copyrighted information, but that's a whole different video for me. I actually have a hidden video that discusses that in depth, but that's linked to a news video on my channel.
Your next... Sorry. Yeah, I remember 4040 had a shitload of issues with Remember Me. It's only with the YouTube apocalypse last year that they suddenly backed off, didn't they? Capcom and everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Even Nintendo backed off a little bit.
What's Sega's policy still? Are they still dickheads?
Oh, yes.
Oh. Damn.
They're less strict than they were, but you really kind of have to watch your back whenever you're doing any Sega content that they may be making a new like version of.
Well,
Because
Go on, sorry.
they still have that history. Sonic is fairly safe because it's so widespread, but
I was gonna say, I don't plan on playing the latest Sonic game. I do not like Knuckles on steroids. That can go die in a fire.
I always preferred Tails, sadly.
Get out.
As far as gameplay,
Get out.
not personality-wise, gameplay-wise. I liked that flying thing.
Yes and no. It's not utilised properly in the more modern games, but in the older games, I think it's just right, and it probably makes the game a bit too easy, as I've discovered in my current series.
I stopped around Sonic 3, so...
Yeah, the modern games, they don't get it right, unfortunately.
That's really sad.
Unfortunate, but true. Next on your Gamify series, you've got Scrolls.
Yes.
What is that? Is that a board game? Is it a TCG? What is it?
It's kind of
I know, I really should know by now, but...
it's a hybrid of the two. I had to stop it because I was unable to get the cards I needed to stay competitive with my limited amount of time. But it really is a fun game. It kind of combines the aspects of, I want to say almost like Warhammer or HeroClix, where you have stats and units and they face each other, with kind of a TCG aspect on how you obtain these units. It's really quite interesting. A few other games have tried it, but they keep getting that kind of weird business model that makes it really hard for people who aren't just dedicated to that single game to actually play. Faria is another one like that.
Next one was Card Hunter.
Yes, great game. It's kind of like a board game almost, like an old... Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of some board games that had this, but it's like Warrior Quest was one, and you basically just have a board that you travel through and fight various monsters, and it's really buying into that aesthetic, even to the point of having their premium currency as pizza. So, pizza, and you actually have a DM and everything.
Ooh,
it's quite fun. It's worth at least trying once because it is free to play. So,
microtransactions at all?
Yes, mostly cosmetic. I haven't looked at it recently, but it was really fair whenever I first started. I might do a new review of it now that it's out of beta, but it's not super high on my priority list.
So long as it doesn't have pay to win. That's one of my massive pet hates when it comes to microtransactions, is pay to win, and someone just wins because they got a wallet or they had a good payday. It's just, no, you can't beat me fair and square, just get out.
I've been meaning to make a video over stuff like that because pay to win is a serious problem right now. So is the false accusation of it. Because that can kill games if a big person says, oh, this game's pay to win, whenever it's just them sucking at it.
Yeah.
A lot of hate has been going towards Epic Quest for Mighty Loot. Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. There we go. Because a lot of people claimed it was pay to win, and it's really not. Whereas Might and Magic is. So.
Yeah, pay to win, we don't support that, guys. We do not support pay to win, but you have to be careful when slinging the accusation around, is the message you're trying to give out there, right?
Oh yes. Extra credit. Have you ever heard of that? Have you ever heard of that channel?
Nope, actually I haven't.
Extra Credit recently did a episode over free to play and how like 85% of the people doing it are doing it wrong. And it really is a good kind of listen that a lot of people who do these free-to-play series should honestly take a look at. It gives a really good breakdown of what the poisonous ones and what the good ones are as far as that goes.
Ah, fair enough. So how come... Why would you say League of Legends does well? Does that have... I don't really know much about the microtransactions within League of Legends. That's one of the biggest free-to-plays out there.
It does well because it does it fairly. It's one of these things where you can unlock the characters you really like fairly easily, and you just kind of don't really have to worry about it too much. And there's even opportunities to play pretty much all of them for free over the course of several months, so you can try it out before you buy it. And for the most part, most of their big revenue sources are pretty much cosmetic or for variety purposes, because most people will focus on 2 or 3 heroes. They'll get those through just playing the game, and then they'll buy costumes for them for money and stuff like that. So, because you have to get to level 30 before you even start getting ranked, which means you have a lot of resource build-up time before you get into the serious competitive game.
Next
That's why I think it works.
Next on the Gamify list is Forgotten Myths. That's the last Gamify I'm going to mention because you've got quite a few for the next few months and there's just too many to list. You do quite enjoy your Gamify, I take it.
I've been trying to get more into it because I do want to make sure that's a core part of my channel. I do like giving first impressions and having a place for people to just check out games they normally wouldn't see and seeing if they would like them. So, and Forgotten Myths is kind of like Soulforge, if you've ever heard of that one. There's a lot of hype around Soulforge a while back, and Soulforge has kind of gone under. It saw competition from Hearthstone and basically threw up its hands and just went for a cash dive, whereas Forgotten Myths, still in development, still very much in development. They're still developing some of the rules for it. It's quite interesting. It's really simplified TCG, but it's a good kind of entry for people who are looking for really basic and short play rather than these long drawn-out games you see in other TCGs.
I suppose it's suit anybody that has a short attention span then. I'm not going to beat you about the bush, I never do. But I'll just realised I've asked you to. Shit, sorry. Sorry to put you on the spot like that, sir.
No. If you can, it's got about the same game length as Shadow Arrow, which means it is designed for mobile play. It's 10-15 minutes, so short attention span, definitely worth checking it out.
Moving swiftly on then. I've only got 4 games left on the list because I got to about 7 months ago, and that's when I really started paying attention to and I started thinking, you've got a hell of a lot of games, you started getting a lot more diverse with things you're interested in, yet keeping to your... Whoa, dick! Fucking bus driver! Damn it!
He cut you off.
I'm amazed we didn't just stuff it then. And we should have used my indicator for indicating because we've got the new AI in Eurotruck, and supposedly they pay attention to indicators now. But as I was saying, you're keeping true to your core interests of TCGs and your Gamifies and your in-review. But the last 4 we've got on the list are Hex, XCOM Enemy Unknown, Legend of Aya, which is another sort of subject I wanted to touch on, and Shadowrun Returns.
Yes. Legend of Aya was kind of an experiment into my Kickstarter series. I may pick it back up again. I probably want to do a video talking about which games and stuff I'll do and which content I'll do. But yeah, a lot of confusion came about from people sending me access to various games after that, and I'm kind of picky as to what I'll cover on that because I only want to cover something that I think is actually worth kickstarting.
And on that note, I was going to mention it a little bit later, but we'll talk about it now. Kickstart. You seem to be a big fan of Kickstart.
Yes, I love Kickstarter. I like the idea behind it because it basically puts the power into the consumer's hand. You do have to be careful about who you invest in because if they can't make a game...
Sell-out bastards.
There's a lot of sellouts on Kickstarter. I'm still leery of my investment in Double Fine, but we'll see how that works out. It looks like they come through in the end, but they need a little extra motivation halfway through. But
so I didn't mean to interrupt with my Oculus Rift cough.
I know. It's the whole Facebook thing. I don't know what Facebook's doing. That's confusing as all hell. But they could be trying to become the next Steam. I don't know.
I don't know about that. Did you hear about Notch with relation to the Oculus Rift Facebook deal?
How he discontinued support for it because he doesn't like Facebook.
I don't blame him.
And neither do I, but Facebook's like Steam with even more greed as far as its technology focus goes. Because if you watch Steam, there are a lot of things in there that they are doing to improve their ability to market alongside their content.
Such as
Steam community plus the Steam OS, Steam hardware. It's kind of the same approach Google took to the internet as well, where they kind of integrate themselves into everything. Facebook looks like it's trying to do the same thing as well. So I'm keeping an eye on them. It's just, oh, you're about to rear end a log truck.
Nah. We got it under control. Really, we do. Although I wouldn't mind knowing which way we're turning. We're turning right. Okay. Start indicating now then.
They need a mod that makes those logs fall out randomly.
That would be so sweet. What was? Yeah, Steam machine, the piston, I think they're calling it, or one of the Steam machines. That's the thing with this Steam OS and everything. It's not going to be a specific machine. They're giving manufacturers a chance to make their own version of the Steam machine, aren't they?
Oh yes.
And Steam's
official.
Go on, sorry. You kind of.
Oh, I'm not sure what to equate it to, honestly, in today's standards. I think it is a new way of approaching it, but I think you can sort of see Google's equivalent with the Chromebooks and stuff like that. So, where they're trying to integrate themselves into the home. Don't know if it'll work, but it's really interesting to watch.
I think that's it, really, in terms of anything else you want to mention, or have I missed out?
Not that I can think of. I have some new series that I'm planning on bringing up fairly soon, but I'm not quite ready to announce them entirely. So.
Oh, go on, give us an exclusive right here. Go on, just one.
I plan to integrate Let's Plays like extremely into my channel through mornings, and have my afternoon content be the more serious reviews, and possibly even some shoutcaster podcasts involved in that. So, updating my scheduling so that if you're wanting to watch something lighthearted, you can check it out in the morning. If you want to watch something more serious, check it out in the evening. So.
That's an interesting way of giving us an exclusive without actually telling us anything exclusive.
Indeed.
Well, tell us something about Strangelands. That's the Minecraft server that we're both playing on. It seems alright, actually, doesn't it? There's a good crowd on there.
I actually have quite a bit of resources now on there, too.
Show off.
So. It's all from digging all the holes.
I found diamond the other day. I've only been on the server for 2 or 3 weeks, and I finally found diamond again. I'm now on 11. Yay! And how many diamonds do you have in total? It's spare that you haven't used?
That I haven't used? About 110.
Get out.
Not kidding.
For those that don't watch
some blocks. So.
Well, for those that don't watch my Minecraft, I have had the worst start to a server ever. It's now, whenever I die, it's becoming an in-joke, and I'm a riff-raff. I spawned in the water, and I'm started to embrace this way of life.
Don't we have a death counter in spawn for you?
Yes, and it's on the reverse of the sign is a count. It basically says there's been X amount of hours since the last mod-related accident. I like it. I enjoy it. It means people are noticing me and they come to watch my videos, and I'm in the wrong lane, aren't I? Bugger. So, I think we're going to have a UHC on Strangelands coming up soon, and I've been helping Fixer out with the coding, and I really, really hope that me and you get put together, man.
I hope so, too. That'd be great fun. Hopefully we'll be able to stick with the schedule that he was talking about and actually have them out fairly frequently without it being overwhelming. But see how that.
He was talking about 1 a month, wasn't he?
1 month. I think 3 months is more realistic, but
I'm not sure how I feel about. Ooh. Are we going the right way? I might have to look at the map.
This will be look number 4.
I don't want to. Let's just drive around until we find a sign, like we just did then.
Just go around the roundabout for a few hours.
We don't want to be late for the job, though, otherwise we fail the entire challenge. I mean, we've already failed in that one sense, because we've hit the target and...
Well, it's not failure when you hit the target, so...
But there is still £100 at stake here. By the way, guys, justgiving.com/mod1982. Give generously, and if you don't want to...
Donate.
Or can't... If you can't or don't want to, please share the video with your friends. Tell them about it. Oh, fuck off, red light. Yeah, did you know I've been told I'm a really polite YouTuber? I don't know where the fuck that come from.
You seem polite to me compared to, well, the names that shall not be mentioned at the near tops of YouTube.
Well, I'm polite and stuff, but I think my biggest problem is I swear like a trooper too much. But that's because I've spent 10 years in male-dominated work environments like warehouses and kitchens. Although, actually, no, it's probably sexist to say kitchens because it's equally... I think it's a fairly unisex industry. Number 4. Sorry.
I think most people who watch my stuff would... Wow.
Wow. That's
wow.
I done goofed.
Think you got stuck. Well, you're almost there.
Yeah, next town along. Pretty much along there, turn off at the next junction, then find... Is it actually Postbed? Yes, it is actually Postbed. Right, so turn around, go back to that roundabout we just left. Right. Go back to the roundabout, and then... Okay, job's good. We shouldn't need to use the map anymore, he says.
So, once you hit that 5 one, is it a penalty after the 5th one, or is it you just can't?
I just can't. I don't think we've actually discussed what happens if I use the 5th view. If I use the 6th or more. I'm sure the guys will be something along... we can't say take money off the target now because we hit the target regardless. Would have been nice to have hit the target. So it would have been nice to pass the challenge and then add £100 on, thus making it a bit harder to get that elusive haircut. But even if I pass this challenge anyway, we've hit £600, which means the hair comes off. And by the way, big shout out to Simon Parsons again. Thank you. We love you.
And if it was too far, I'd dump some money into it to make sure you get the haircut.
You're a git. You're all gits, all of you. I love you all very much. I'm very polite, and I thank you very much. Right, we're going the right way now. Oh, why did we just go around the roundabout like you said? Right, next time I'm listening to you. Anyway, we're nearly at the end of the trip, and we've still got questions to get through, yeah?
Okay.
Yes. I asked you guys at home to submit some questions, and we got a whole 3 questions. As usual, DF's had 2 questions, and his first one is, what would you say if MoD asked you to join the Tuxedo server on Minecraft? Unfortunately, DF, I kind of asked him this about a month or 2 ago, and we're waiting for his internet to get better. Actually, shall I let you answer your own question?
My answer is yes, but let me test to see if I'm going to lag too much to actually record, because I wouldn't want to take up a slot for somebody else.
There's plenty of space on the server. It's not like Strangelands where we have limited slots and expansion or what. Mostly we're just interested in having a good bunch of friends with us. Numbers aren't really an issue. Oh, that's what I get for too busy trying to read the questions. But
you hit the median.
I did, just like you said I would. Go jump off a cliff. Actually, we could probably elaborate on DF's question, and we are going to actually do a bit more collaborating at long last, aren't we? Because we've kept in touch since the UHC and finding me on the Minecraft forums, and we mentioned earlier in the episode about Endless Space, didn't we?
Yes,
I think we did.
We didn't mention Endless Space particular, but we did mention a collaboration.
We did now, damn it. I think it's going to be me, you, DF, and Locke playing Endless Space Disharmony, because I want to play as the Harmony, but there's such a hard race to use I might not actually do it. But then we had the test session, and then we played against you guys, and you're the one I'm worried about now.
Why? I'm not that evil.
Locke rushes, DF takes his time, and he's getting there. It's just learning. Those 2 are really, really into their 4X games. And I forget what 4X stands for.
I suck at 4X. So.
I tend to just charge through and get to the combat stuff. And the current race I'm using, the Volters, they're good for combat, and they're good because they can get the research. The people don't mind rapid expansion, and they get these really, really funky little things that I'm not telling anybody until we actually get to the series, because I don't want Lockham DF or you to go, oh, cheat. Or
I could just play.
I just want the element of surprise. Sorry.
I could just play as them for a day.
Yeah, you'll pick up the trick. I think it's one of the ones you begin with as a unlock for the Volters, and I do like it. So if you get an outpost in enemy territories, just I'm gonna stop now.
I always play the researchers anyways, so it gets cheaty if you rush into research really hard, because you can get the advanced weapons, which kind of compensate for your weakest physical traits.
Also, I think Endless Space is actually quite balanced in that sense. You could rush any of them, and you'll be heavily crippled somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something.
It's all about balance.
That's something we could discuss another time. And his second question, because he's such a greedy fucker, how did you pick up your username?
It is actually a name I used. What's the matter?
I thought you were going to say something, so I shut up. But I'm sure it's a generic. Sure it's a fairly generic question you've been asked a few times. But we've got to ask it because it is a rather unusual name. Alzorath. Alzorath.
It's actually a name I had whenever I was writing short stories as a young kid. So.
Do you do much fan fiction? Just random question. From me.
How do I feel about what?
Have you actually done much in the way of fan fiction?
No, I usually just do original stories.
Ah. Do you still write now, or is that just something you grew out of, or...?
It's something I very rarely do now. And sorry if I sound a little robot-y, the call quality seems to have dropped slightly.
You're sounding crystal clear to me. Still. Oh, on that note, let's get the final question in quick before the call drops, because you know what Skype's like.
Oh, yes.
Fox Tort, he says, what inspired you to start your YouTube career? Now that's a question and a half.
Kurt J. Mack.
Oh, not you as well.
Actually, Kurt was kind of a philanthropic inspiration for me. What he's done with Child's Play really kind of let me see what good YouTubers could do, and that's kind of what pushed me towards trying to grow my channel. But I have influences that range from H.C. Bailey to Total Biscuit to vloggers to a wide array of individuals. It's just perfect storm of crappy moment in life, interesting moment online, motivation to do something I was thinking about since 2010, started in 2012.
I understand, and I do actually understand exactly where you're coming from with the Kurt J. Mack thing. It's because of him that I do the Million Mile Challenge.
I've just been trying to find I've been trying to find my special series to do that with. I just haven't quite found it yet. I have been thinking about doing a special announcement for what I plan to do if I hit 1,000 subscribers, but that'll wait until a little bit later.
You will. It's just a matter of time now. The hard work's out of the way and done with, isn't it? And I think I'm going the wrong way.
I think I have 110 left to go, or 115, somewhere around there.
Don't know about you, but my channel has gone up quite significantly since joining Strangelands. It seems everybody wants to watch Minecraft, and I have gone the wrong bloody way.
I'm just extremely flattered by the fan art.
That was fantastic.
I think I'm leading the fan art quantity right now.
It's those spinning cows.
Thanks to GoRoy. Yes,
actually, why don't you elaborate on that while I fix this? I have gone completely the wrong way here. Actually, this is a good opportunity for a screenshot, I think. We're blocking the road, everybody.
Moment for
someone's beeping the horn.
Fan art screenshot. There's the one where you have just the entire crew and you almost getting an egg to the back of the head.
That's a mod-related accident right there. There we go. Stop beeping your horn at me. I can't go anywhere. You can't hear it because, you know, Skype screen share. Can't really see what... You can't really hear what's going on, but I can hear, and they're all getting very angry. And that line of traffic can't move because I'm blocking, and... Oh, my God. Sorry, carry on. Yeah, you talk while I get out of this, and then I talk over you. Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Insert pictures of the Strangelands fan art. For some reason, I can't seem to make a video with the spinning cow on it because my renderer doesn't like GIFs for some reason.
What are you using?
Vegas. It's not Pro, it's Movie Studio, but it's the exact same thing with less tracks available.
I might have to give it a shot then. Oh yeah, you've got actual animated GIFs now, haven't you? I forgot about that.
Yes. And I've also worked out the secret to rounded corners on YouTube.
Those thumbnails of yours look so very shiny now. I can't believe you needed feedback to know whether it was any good or not. It looks so slick and makes me want to look at your video.
Well, it's... You're your own worst critic,
right? This is true. Very, very true. It's because of you, actually, you git, that I got my blue snowball. Do you know how much that's bloody set me back now?
How much was it? I'm guessing £70.
£60 for the actual snowball, because I went for the higher model, the one with 3 different modes on it.
Yeah, that's the one I have. That I got for like $50 US dollars.
Oh, what's that converted to into pounds? It's what, 35, 40, something like that? Git. Then I bought the original mic stand, which is actually a converted lampshade, bit like what Generic B used or uses. But the snowball's too heavy for it. Way, way too heavy. So that lasted about a week while I got a boom stand in, and that cost me another 20. So about £100 in total on this bloody microphone, but it's worth it. I don't think I've got an echo anymore. I think I finally got rid of all the issues I had. It's amazing how much you need to tweak and play with to get the sound quality. And it's because of your videos sounding so crisp and clear like they do that inspired me to get this in the first place.
I'm blushing.
You are? Good.
Yes.
Good. You better be. It's your fault. I'm poor now. It's your fault. But
I've actually thought about doing a giveaway on my old snowball whenever I finally upgrade later this year.
Ah, that's one thing I forgot to mention, and it's actually written on the top of the first page. You do contests every now and again. In case you guys weren't convinced to go look at Alzorath's content already, the link to his channel will be in the description, but every now and again he does giveaways.
Yes, I do.
You've got one on the go at the moment, haven't you?
Faster Than Light. I'm giving away copies of that. I try and only do giveaways I can guarantee will actually be delivered, so it's kind of hard for me to work with various companies because I almost got burned really bad on the Hex deal trying to give away alpha access on that. Because, yeah, it took me a good about 10-15 emails back and forth to actually get things straightened out to where people would get their access.
That's not very good. They wanted you to give them exposure and popularity, and then they go and mess you about like that. That's a bit...
Well, it wasn't the actual company producing Hex. It wasn't Cryptozoic. It was the support company they hired to handle their support stuff. And I actually had to get a little angry at the support people to actually get them to contact Cryptozoic specifically. So...
Bloody hell.
Yeah. The only reason I don't do Hex on my channel right now is because it's still a bit of a buggy mess. It's still an alpha, definitely.
I've had more than my fair share of buggy games at the moment. I mean, we're about to abandon F1 2013 because we just can't play it anymore. It's that buggy. But what's wrong with Hex specifically? I don't play it, so I really wouldn't know.
The AI freezes up a lot. And there's several, basically, card combos that can cause a game to freeze. So, it's still in development. So I just don't cover it yet. It's still an alpha. I'm not in any hurry.
Has it got potential, though? That's my next question.
Yes, if they can get their card design down and actually get all the bugs worked out, it'll be basically the aesthetic of Magic 2014 in a free-to-play model with basically the same level of complexity. So it's got a lot of potential without having the limitations of 2014 or anything like that, because it's got the freedom of the actual Magic the Gathering client that has all the cards. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Looks like you're pulling in for the delivery.
It looks like I've gone the wrong bloody place. That's a dead end up ahead. I'm gonna have to use view number 5. Damn it, I thought I could get away with just 4.
You were one road off. All you have to do is back up out and then go down that road and turn left.
Actually, right. Oh, actually, yeah, we can go left. Left and then left again, and we're there.
Yeah.
But the sat-nav's telling us to go right and then right again. Stupid sat-nav, what do you know? Not a lot, apparently. Probably more than me.
Watch that one road be a one-way.
There's an appropriate word for situations like this. Leroy!
Pulling a Leroy Jenkins with Matilda.
Yeah, we've had more than our fair share of Leroy moments with Tildy. Good old Tildy. She hasn't been mistreated too badly for once.
So, When are you thinking you might upgrade to next generation of truck?
Next generation? You mean changing Matilda?
Yes.
The million mile challenge involves driving the same truck for 1,000,000 miles until her speedo there says 1,000,000. It's 34,384. It's not very clear on my end, and I don't think it'll come through very clearly on yours.
I can't see it at all.
Nah. Good old Skype share. I blame Skype, but it's not very clear on my end at all, and I'm the one actually playing the game. Then again, I'm supposed to be playing it in full 1080. Oh god, not again. It hasn't done that for a while, to be fair.
Yeah, it only did it for a couple seconds, so.
Long enough. Long enough. Now we're going left and left again, right? No, left and left. Not
You already
right,
missed
left.
the turn.
What?
But yeah.
No, it didn't.
You can go up through here, and it'll be a bit longer drive to the left.
I didn't miss the turn left. What are you on about?
Well, it was a B, and you're going across the top of the B rather than the middle.
Humbug. Well, we're not going to be late much, I don't
Nope.
think. I hope not.
Made pretty good time.
Well, I hope so. Well, that's the one downside of this sat-nav challenge. I can't really go in looking properly. But I could if I press that one. 2% on the trailer. If I press left on my D-pad, because I've got the sat-nav configured to my joypad.
Mm-hmm.
If I press down, that'll show us, time remaining 3 hours. Yeah,
I think you'll make it in time.
Yeah, I think it'll be alright.
Unless it's a really long red light.
Let's turn that back off, just in case. Well, we're nearly at the end of the job. Sorry, go on.
I'll have to pick up this game a little bit and try it a little more.
You don't have to, just because, you know. But
I gotta beat you to 1,000,000 miles.
it won't be difficult. I only ever... according to something we worked out a while back, because I only ever play when I'm recording.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure every single mile I do is recorded because of the nature of, you know, charity, raising money involved.
Yeah.
So it's been worked out that if I do this properly, it'll take me about 10 years.
So shorter than reaching the far lands.
Yeah. And it's only really when I started this I realised just what the hell I've taken on here, and just thought, oh god, what have I done now? As MoD does. But hey, we're doing it for a good cause. And
You've gotten lost.
I have, haven't I? This is supposed to be a simple left and left again, and we're on our way out and out again. U-turn coming up.
Oh yeah. Do you even remember what company you're dropping this off at?
Yes, Podsped. Podsped? There we go. Oh, I didn't even turn the mirror back on. There we go. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about for the rest of the episode? Because we're nearly up to the hour mark, would you believe?
Dang.
Oh, fucking...
Go AI. I have possessed them.
Yeah, the AI's been improved, everybody, with the 1.9 patch. Oh, bollocks.
Oh, you damaged.
Probably damaged the trailer. No, actually, it's okay.
Just yourself.
Just myself. Just, no, not me.
Just Matilda.
Yeah. Just Matilda.
That'd be
It's
funny
not-
if you like park the truck and your guy just kind of falls out.
What guy? We've got no arms, no legs. Actually, there's a mod where you can... Excuse me? There's actually a mod where you can add hands to the steering wheel. It looks awful. You know how in-car views used to look on old PlayStation 1 racing games?
Oh yes.
Worse than that.
Dang.
Yeah. Considering the high standard of mods that are already available for Euro Truck,
Just stick.
people were disappointed.
Just stick the Surgeon Simulator hands in there.
Oh god, that would be an improvement. Could you actually imagine controlling Matilda, or any truck for that matter, with those hands?
It would be hilarious. I would be in tears. I wouldn't be able to record it.
That'd be great.
Because you have to like grip all the fingers on there. Be sure to get them at 10 and 2.
You're gonna get one hand as well, because one hand does the fingers, and the other hand does the actual hand movement.
It'd have to be 2-player then.
That'd be fun. We actually tried Surgeon Simulator 2-player. I was on the mouse, and my girlfriend, Murtai, was on the keyboard. And then we switched it up, and she sucked at both of them. It's totally Murtai's fault that we fucked up. Anyway, turning. You say I missed it before.
Okay, it's gonna be a straight road on the right. Right there.
That
No,
one?
no, right there.
Uh,
Yeah.
So that's surfaces. We didn't miss it.
Where's that one-way road you were stuck on?
That one. So if we go the other way, then we went left and then left again, and that got us wrong. If we go right and right again. Right, what's in there? What's in there? No, that's not it. That's ITCC. We don't want that. Yeah, this is part of the fun of the No Sat Nav challenge, everybody. We enjoy
lost.
challenges here. We're not lost. We're just strategically misplaced.
Scenic route.
Scenic route. That's the one. Yeah, scenic route. I like that.
And there's the grassy knoll.
Ooh, very nolly.
And running a red light.
Yeah, well. What are you gonna do?
Crush the
Hotel.
AI, destroy them all. Mad
I
Trucker goes insane across Europe and destroys all.
Actually, considering how much we've got in the bank, we probably... Oh, there's our building. That's where we're going. Considering how much we've got in the bank, though, we could actually afford to choose somebody up.
Dang.
I might just say to people, though, something similar to what I said to people when I did the last Euro Truck live stream. There was a van in front of us, and we're trying to chase it down, and I said, if you donate some money to the charity right here, right now, I'll eat that van up. And they donated, and then the van decided to put its foot down and get away from us, and we're like, oh, shoot. But luckily, we caught the van, and we bashed it and biffed it, and it went, no, and died, and we're like, yay!
Carmageddon.
I haven't played that, actually, would you believe?
You
I've
haven't played
never, ever
Carmageddon?
never played it. I hear it's getting a
Side, side.
I hear it's either getting or it's had a HD remake.
I didn't know about that one. I'll have to look that one up. It's a fun game.
Oh yeah,
Totally ridiculous, but it's a fun game.
I've heard so many stories. Did you get points for killing pedestrians?
Oh yes, lots of points.
It got so much stick when it was first released from the media because it encouraged people to do all the naughty things like joyriding.
Yeah, it got all the same flack that Mortal Kombat did.
Ah, Mortal Kombat.
I missed that game. The new ones just aren't the same.
No. Although, to be honest, I was more of a Street Fighter boy.
I liked Street Fighter, I liked Mortal Kombat. My favorite one-on-one fighter, like old school one, Balls.
Oh my god, that was on the Mega Drive, or as they say in
Yes.
America, Genesis.
Yes, it was. And it was on Super Nintendo too, but it got less fanfare. Same with the Shadowrun. As far as
I think Balls actually did better on the SNES, didn't it? Because you had the Mode 7 on there, whereas Mega Drive, it was all tricky.
I don't know, I felt the gameplay was a little bit smoother on the Genesis or Mega Drive.
Now, you could call it Genesis. We're an international audience here. Mostly European, but international regardless.
Oddly enough, I get surges of views from Italy and Russia, of all places. So,
Ah, I get a fair few from Norway.
oh,
Anyway.
I get Sweden too. So.
Well, on that note, this has been Euro Truck Simulator episode 88. This has been a very fun episode with Alzorath. Have you got anything else you'd like to say before we depart, sir?
Keep gaming, have fun, and peace out.
That'll do. Dream big, guys. We'll see you soon. Go check out Alzorath's channel. His channel will be in the description, and if I can remember, I'll put an annotation throughout the duration of the video, which you can always turn off at the options below. Anyway, dream big. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.